What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that all of you are enjoying your 4th of July weekend. We didn't have a new episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta yesterday. However, Kandi and Tamika did not let us down on Kandi's YouTube channel titled Speak on It. Okay, they're the singers. I'm not, but I did enjoy, hearing them come together and just share, their growing pains, them coming together after their hiatus when the group Xscape broke up. And Tamika let us in on her family, her business ventures, but also dropped tea on the fact that she has a temporary protection order against her sister, LaTocha Scott, and her husband, Rocky. So let's go ahead and get into it. So it opens up with, Tamika just basically introducing us to, her home life, right? So she's married. This is her second marriage. Her husband, Winston, he's a bodyguard to the stars. And, she has children from a previous marriage that she got divorced. And now with her second marriage, they have a 9-year-old together. And she said that a lot of people were coming up to her and asking her and her husband, right? What's going on with LaTocha and Rocky, or why isn't your husband stepping in, because he's a bodyguard. And she's like, my husband is not silent, but, she said that he's really reserved most of the time, and he's a man of action, right? And y'all know, I don't know if y'all know, but I've met people in my life where they have a whole lot of bark but no bite. But I know some people who their bite is so much worse. Like, there is no, all this talk. They get right into it. And she said that's how her husband is. So she told him, I don't want you to do anything because I don't want to have to raise these kids by myself. And so what she ended up doing was, taking us back through years ago, right? Because Xscape began when they were teenagers, okay? And I appreciate Tamika and Kandi giving us insight into, them growing up together, the growing pains, that Tamika, of course, has addressed the fact that she said that she felt like she had to side with her sister a lot of times because that's how she got, her mother's love. But she later came to find out that it was just all manipulation, especially after LaTocha and Rocky allegedly stole her $30,000. Okay. But the TPO began with her first marriage. She said her husband kept cheating on her, so she cheated back. And she said that she made an intimate tape of herself. She was like, because, I was in my youth, I was in my 20s, and I look good. So, and Tamika is so entertaining to watch. She is hilarious. So she said that she didn't want to take the tape into her new marriage and into her house with her new husband. So she gave it to her sister for safekeeping. And a caveat here, she really trusted her sister back then and her sister's husband. I guess, we all live and learn, but she said that, later they told her that somebody had broken into the safe. And Kandi was like, why would they break into your safe? And why would they take, that tape? Like, that doesn't make sense. And Tamika's like, exactly. She's like, she asked her sister, well, who else was there with you? And of course, she names her husband Rocky. Because LaTocha and Rocky have been together for almost 30 years. I think it's like 28 years that they've been together. So fast forward to when Rocky, she got, a notification about her husband had sent some messages via her phone. And Tamika was like, she said that she was divorced at that time. So she was like, what do you mean, my husband? She asked the person, to give her the information in regards to her quote unquote husband. So she said that she did some, investigative digging herself, put the number into her phone, and boom, it was Rocky. So when Rocky went on Tasha K Live, if you guys remember, this was weeks ago, back when they were doing the SWV Queens of R&B tour show. Rocky got on there and was saying, Tamika had sent me, intimate pictures of herself through the phone and blah, 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 blah. And, it's federal. And so that was what Tamika was talking about. Rocky had hacked her phone. Okay. So not only did they take their money, and by their, I mean Tiny, Kandi, and Tamika's money through Xscape, right? And that's when Rocky was like, anybody who, pays me owes me. But he was getting back deals that the girls didn't know anything about. In addition to the $30,000, in addition to them stealing her tape, intimate tape, trying to exploit her and extort her that way. So, I mean, it's just like boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one thing after another, after another, after another. And Tamika said, by the time she had got to filming the show, that when they went outside, and her mom was like, did nobody steal nothing from you? And she's like, they stole my money, mama. Like, she said that she just exploded because it had just been so many things. And after she laid out all those receipts, yeah, it was a lot a lot of betrayal that Rocky and LaTocha had done to Tamika throughout the years. So fast forward to, just recently, she said that Rocky was calling and threatening her, talking about, you might want to be careful and, you might want to rethink this, and I'm not the one to play with, and just sending her threats. So she said instead of her husband going to jail, trying to protect her, which she knows that he would, she said that she took out a temporary protection order against him. And that's smart. And she said that LaTocha, they haven't talked to her. She said that, she changed her number, but they no longer speak. They tour now as a trio. And she said even, back when Kandi left the group, when they were a trio years ago, she said they treated me like I was you. And Kandi was like, well, what do you mean by that? I know what you mean by that, but what do you mean by that? Let the audience know. And so she said that they would go out to dinner or they would do things and not include her. And so Kandi was like, oh, so that they were excluding me at the time back then. And she's like, yeah, we knew. And I don't know if it was a mixture of, jealousy or because Kandi was the youngest or what it was back then. But I'm glad to see that, Kandi and Tamika have buried the hatchet. I'm glad to see that, Tamika, she has her cookbook out, she has seasonings, and she's doing music now. She has a new video out with Method Man. I'm really glad to see her thriving, because they brought up LaTocha's gospel album record sales, which was less than 700. And so, again, I'm a big believer of the law of sowing and reaping, right? Like, you can't sow negativity and expect to reap great things. It doesn't work that way. So with that being said, y'all, I really enjoyed this speak on it. I will leave a link down in the description if you guys want to watch it for yourself. But yeah, drop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. I'm really glad that she did take out the TPO just to protect herself, her husband, her family, her brand, and her peace. That's the word for the day, y'all. Protect your peace. And with that being said, I will talk with you later. Take care, aces. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And enjoy your 4th, y'all. Bye.